Hi, I'm Lily Hope. My Chilkat name is Wishkindane Da'at. I am Raven moiety from the Dukdane Tan clan. And following my mother's people, we originate from the Snail House in Hoona, Alaska. This robe is named the Lineage Robe, and I'm weaving it for the Portland Art Museum. The design documents the line of weavers, my teachers who have come before me. My mother, Clarissa Rizal, who's my teacher, and Clarissa's teacher, Jenny Clanat from Klukwan, Alaska, the master Chilkat weaver, and Jenny's teacher, Cora Benson. All four of us who will be collected by the Portland Art Museum. The warp we use, hanging vertically from our frame, is made from spinning the inner bark of a cedar tree into 2 strands of merino wool. We boil the sap out and then split the bark into dental floss thin strips. The wool roving is split into strips prior to spinning, so once we start the spinning, we don't have to pause to split more wool. We use cedar bark in our warp for added structure, because when we're shaping eyes and circles and fine points, we want a firm fiber to hold the shapes. The cedar bark is also a bug and moth deterrent. We gather bark, split fibers, and spin for 6 to 8 weeks to create the 1,000 yards of warp needed to start a full-size robe. The colors you'll see traditionally is a natural white, a black, a yellow, and a turquoise or a green. These ones that you're looking at right here are commercially dyed. Some weavers are still using the older dyes. To get the yellow, use a bucket of urine and some wolf moss, and you drop the wolf moss in there and you'd put your yarns into the bucket with the wolf moss and the urine, and then soon you'd pull it out and have a brilliant yellow. And to make a blue color or turquoise, you'd still use the urine as your mordant, because there's lots of ammonia in there to set it, but you'd drop in copper pieces into that bucket and then put your yarns into that. The yarns sit with the urine and the copper for a long time, so that when you pull it out, of course, you know that urine patinas, or ammonia will patina the copper, so it actually gives the yarn that nice, beautiful turquoise blue. To get the black, traditionally, some weavers say that they would actually use hemlock bark boiled with like the dirt from a rotted stump, like near a rotted stump. So it would kind of really set a nice dark brown, almost black color. What you're looking at here, this is the natural merino wool, white, and this black is synthetic dye. And all of this yellow and this blue are also commercially dyed, but I did hand dye them myself. It was quite fun. A Chilkat robe can contain most Northwest Coast form line. Robes often have the main design figure in the center 2/4 of the robe, so when worn, the central figure is most prominent. Designs are often painted on wood by the weaver's husband, although many weavers design their own and use modern templates. Chilkat robes are some of the most prestigious and sought-after Northwest Coast textiles, traditionally commissioned by clan leaders, and are still danced and used in ceremony by Chilkat, Haida, and Tsimshian people, while also being sought after and collected by museums and art collectors. Historically, clan leaders might cut up a Chilkat robe and give it away to honor the ancestors and to show a deep love for the opposite clan. The pieces would become treasured leggings, aprons, or bags, often retrimmed in furs. Chilkat elders refer to Chilkat blankets in oratory speeches for the removal of grief. They also speak about them during times of joy and to bring blessings to ceremonies such as house dedications. A person wearing hand-woven regalia may be expressing a deep connection to their identity and to all the ancestors who once wore these robes. I feel really fortunate to weave this style, this Chilkat weaving. There are not very many of us who do this for a living. And there's not very many of us who, once we learn how, want to keep weaving. When a weaver agrees to weave Chilkat, she commits herself to the spiritual life of a weaver, to honor the worldview of her ancestors and teachers. Her commitment has no restrictions to personal or creative freedom, yet embodies sacred agreements passed from one honorable weaver to the next. These agreements form the textiles that hold our universe together. They bond us to our ancestors, our land, and our teachers, who trust us to honor, twine by twine, braid by braid, the continually woven, strength-giving robes of our Chilkat lives.